Hi everybody, it's Judy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for choosing to watch today's video. As you can see by the title, it is a little bit of a different video. If you're triggered by topics like this, then I would recommend maybe you click off this video and watch something else and just wait for next week's upload. I'm also going to be talking pretty openly about what I have experienced in the last 18 months as far as loss of babies in terms of miscarriage. I'm going to be speaking about that as well. So I just wanted to be a bit thoughtful or aware that this topic may upset some people. So if you aren't okay with listening to someone talk about this, then please don't watch this video. And I truly hope that you find some kind of healing and comfort for yourself with that pain that you may be experiencing in that area or a different area. But if you want to just sit here and chat with me and are happy for me to share with you how indoor plants and indoor gardening have helped me with my mental health, then you know what to do. Just keep watching. So these aren't in any particular order. I'm just gonna pull them out of the bag or out of my notes as I've got them here. And number one, the first way that indoor plants have helped me, or just having these indoor plants to take care of, number one is they have given me a reason to get up in the morning. Often on my days off, I will lay in bed and sometimes watch some plant videos, and hearing and listening or watching plant videos where people are doing general plant chores or repotting videos, it kind of inspires me and motivates me to get up out of bed and go around and just do some plant chores. Getting up out of bed is a feat in itself some days, and having my plants and having those responsibilities to take care of really helps me just get up and about and get moving. And even if I do get up out of bed and don't end up doing the plant chores, at least I got up out of bed. There are some days where I just allow myself to stay in bed, and sometimes I just need days like that. I've learned that it's okay to allow myself to have those days sometimes, as long as they're not consistently happening, and then I find myself in a spiral too deep that I can't even get myself out of. So it's for me, it was understanding where that line was of allowing myself to stay in bed as opposed to just allowing myself to stay in bed all the time. So that's what plants did for me. They gave me a reason to get up and to move around and to be active. Number two, having indoor plants helped me to think about other things than my painful situations or current circumstances. I can spend a whole day just doing plant care, just going through each plant, checking them over for pests, putting them in the shower if they need watering, spraying them down, just general plant care, plant chores keep me occupied, and before I know it, hours have gone by and it's another day gone by. They say time heals everything, and it sounds really cliche, but it's actually quite true. I've found it to be quite true. And so helping pass the time, just taking each day as it comes, doing these plant chores, that's time that's passing. And before I know it, I have a good day. And then the one good day a week becomes one bad day a week, and having something to do, having something to think about, to take care of, really helps me pass that time to the time from where I'm hurting so bad to a time where I'm not hurting as bad anymore. Number three, having indoor plants helps me, kind of gives me the comfort of knowing that I can cultivate life and help these plants thrive. So looking around at my plants, they look healthy, right? They look happy. And not to sound vain or anything, but these plants look happy because of me, because of the care that I have given them. And knowing that I can do that actually makes me so happy. It actually gives me some hope to know that I can keep things alive. I can help them thrive. I can help them grow. They're not just existing, they're actually thriving. And knowing that I did that, it was because of me. Well, I know nature. I attest the beauty of nature to God. I believe in God, and I attest all that to Him. But knowing that these plants would probably die if I didn't take care of them, it's knowing that I did that has an element of comfort, you know? Okay, number four. Plants need light to grow. Therefore, I make sure that I have a lot of light coming through my house all day long. Honestly, I have my blinds open all the time. In my bedroom, I sleep with the blinds open. It's funny because I can't sleep with if the wardrobe door is sitting open, but I can sleep with the blinds open in my bedroom. It's weird. I don't like sleeping with the wardrobe door open because of all the monsters that live in there, obviously, in the dark when the light is off. I can't have the wardrobe door sitting open, but I can sleep with my window open. Go figure. But anyway, I like to have my windows open. I like to have all the light come in. As much as I can get in, I will have the light come in. Often when I'm having a really bad mental health day, I just want to close all the windows, shut the world out, cover my head with the blankets, and just disappear and just sleep it all away. But knowing that my plants, these need the light in order to grow and thrive, it means that I get the light in my I get light too, which kind of means like it gives me life. There's no better feeling than waking up in the morning with my windows open, because I always sleep with my windows open, my blinds drawn open, and having the sunlight coming through. There is no better feeling. It just feels so good. And I leave my windows open for the plants, but I personally benefit from it as well. So my plants need light and I get light. The light just gives me life. I love spring, I love summer, the warmth, the sun, it's so invigorating, and it definitely helps with my mental health. Number 5, my monetary investment in these plants motivates me to take care of them because plants are not cheap. And it also gives me a feeling of responsibility and purpose. So because I've invested so much in these plants, it gives me that feeling of responsibility, not because I feel obliged to, but because I want to. In a way, it kind of gives me something to live for. Like, life isn't so bad that I don't feel like I don't have anything to live for, but some people might feel that way, and you might be feeling this way. And having these indoor plants gives me that feeling of responsibility and purpose, a reason. It gives me a reason to live. Like, I know I have a lot to live for, but if you've ever been in this situation where you feel like you got nothing to live for, like, knowing it is one thing, feeling it is another. So, you know, you kind of get me? You get me? Number 6, having plants is just an oasis of peace and calm. Often when I come home from work, I work a very demanding job. It's busy all the time. We never have any downtime. Constantly hectic. And to be in that kind of environment 40+ hours a week, coming home to this oasis of green, of peace and calm is just so calming. There's just something that I just love sitting here and staring at my plants, looking at the foliage, just appreciating the nature of them. It's just so peaceful, and there's something about just appreciating the beauty of my plants. Often I'll just stand here and I'll just stand there and just like look at my plant, and it's just so peaceful and calming to me. That's plants. That's what they do for me. That's what they just give me so much, you know? Okay, number 7 is, it's a little bit, not emotional. It is kind of emotional. Number 7 is, plants are living things and they grow and they thrive underneath my care. And it gives me joy knowing that I can keep them alive. In a small way, like, I always refer to my plants as my babies. In a small way, having plants kind of tugs at my maternal strings. Having these plant babies, as I call them, it gives me something to take care of. In the past 18 months, I've had 2 miscarriages and also experienced the loss of my marriage. And there's more to that story, which I won't cover today because I don't really want to and I don't really need to, but let it suffice to say that I've experienced a lot of loss and a lot of grief over the past 18 months. And having indoor plants has helped me just make it through one day at a time. Having these plants to take care of and seeing them grow and thrive under my care kind of gives me that maternal outlet that I really long for. And while I know that plants aren't in any way, shape, or form on the same level as an actual baby that my whole being longs for, it's something that I can take care of in the meantime. And I don't put that much pressure on these. Like, for example, if a plant dies, I don't cry as if it was the actual babies that I did lose not that long ago. But having them to care for is just something that really helps me, you know? it just really helps me. When I lost my first baby, I purchased a plant to remember her by. The baby, it was too early in the pregnancy to know whether a baby was a boy or a girl. I feel like it was a girl, so I named her Grace, and I bought a plant to remember her by. And this is that plant. The loss of my baby hurt me like you wouldn't even believe, because I'd longed and I prayed for that baby for years and years and years. And so having something tangible to hold and to take care of and to look after, it didn't really take the pain away, but it kind of helped a little bit, I guess. It was part of my healing process, and so I bought this plant to remember Grace by. When I lost the second baby, I named her Hope, and it was also too early in the pregnancy to know as well the gender of that baby. But I purchased this plant here, this one, to remember Hope by, and having these plants kind of just gave me something to hold on to. You know, I don't know if you've ever lost a baby or a child before, and I would never ever wish that on anybody. It's probably the worst pain that I have ever experienced in my life ever. But if you have, then you know the emptiness that you feel inside not having that child to love and to hold. And so while this isn't on any level the same as the children that I lost, having something to care for just really helps. I'm gonna move on from this point, because if I keep talking about it, I'm gonna cry. So number 8, plant chores are calming to me. I have been referred to by some of my friends in a very kind way. They weren't being malicious or anything, but I've been called or referred to by my friends as a highly wound, highly strung person. And you know what? I'm not going to disagree with them. I'm a chef. I work in a high pressure environment, and often I'm just so worked up that coming home to doing plant chores is actually so calming to me. It gives me a second to unwind, to breathe, and to not think about anything other than the care of that plant right in that moment. It gives me a second to just breathe and be with nature. There's something to be said about nature and just the way it makes us feel. It gives me a second to breathe. It gives me a second for my mind to just slow down, to calm down, and to not think about the pressures of the day. That's what plant chores are for me. Sometimes they can be stressful if I have so much, or if it's like pests that I have to get rid of or get on top of, but in general, plant chores are really calming to me. Number 9, when brand new leaves unfurl on my plants, sometimes I can't help but get nostalgic and relate it to my own personal life circumstances, and it kind of gives me hope in knowing that I, in my own life personally, will start to grow those proverbial new leaves in my own life. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but there's something to be said about nature and the way things grow. Like, I know that even with all the loss and all the hurt that I've experienced in my own life, I will still grow. I still have hope. Like seeing the brand new leaves growing on this plant, it gives me hope. Like, it's slow, but it's steady. And I feel like the growth in my own life is also slow but steady. There are situations where I need a pruning back. I need some old dead leaves to be taken off from my life in order for new growth to come through. When I do my plant chores, I sometimes relate it to me in my own life, and I start to think about these things and think about new growth and just relate plant growth to me and my own personal growth in my life and in my journey as a person. Yeah, I hope that kind of makes sense. That's the last point I have. I probably have a lot more that I didn't think about to write down here in my notes, but I suppose that is enough for this video today. I'm sorry if it was a bit heavy for you. Like, I wanted to get a little bit real and a little bit raw with you, and if this isn't your kind of video, then I completely understand. Some people watch plant videos to escape life, and if this reminded you a bit more about the realities of your own life, then I'm sorry. But if you did watch this video and if you found it helpful and comforting in a way, then I hope that you'd give it a thumbs up. I'd like to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't. I promise that not all my videos are like this. This is probably the only video that I've ever uploaded where I have talked about heavier things like this, more personal things like this. But I will be back in the next few days with a proper plant video talking about plants and other things other than mental health. But yeah, thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for spending your time here with me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. This crow outside, excuse me sir, I'm filming. Thank you. Just calm down, please. Thank you. Okay, anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna continue. If you can hear that crow, I'm sorry. If you are triggered, if you're triggered,